Yo! Good evening, USA, International, Canada, Long Island, aka Strong Island, plus the tri-state areas of New Jersey, Connecticut, plus the 5 spots of Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, and Queens. This is your man and homie, G Money Stacks, aka the Gregonator, rhymes with now or later. Your host with the most, misunderstood, lonely nomad, unstoppable, independent podcaster, creator, YouTuber, Queens, New York native, who is also a New York Giants and New York Mets fan from the neck of the woods of Laurelton, Queens, New York. You are now rocking with me by listening, tuning in, streaming, and watching the 440th episode of Off the Meat Rat Chainz New York Avenue podcast. And I got a jam-packing show full of topics and fun activities for you to do in honor of Super Bowl 60 weekend. I am so excited about this weekend because of Super Bowl 60. I got a lineup of places for you folks at home. If you plan on watching not only the Super Bowl, but also Bad Bunny's going to be performing, and along with a few surprises. So I will actually talk about that in a few minutes. And of course, we got some topics in here in terms of what's going on with the Gateway Tunnel project, alongside with some transit news, and alongside with some regular trending and not so trending topics and stuff to talk about, alongside with some a little bit of movie news and a little bit of everything in between. So all right, so do me a favor, listeners at home. I want you to go ahead and click on that subscribe button for me on the YouTube channel page where it says G Money Stacks 555. You're gonna see a whole list of episodes that's already uploaded to the YouTube channel pages. YouTube channel page. Excuse me. And also leave a like and a comment alongside with the topics being discussed in each episode. All right, and of course you can leave a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts alongside with a review. It helps the show grow alongside with content creators and hosts like myself, to keep going and to create more content and create more topics to talk about. And and if you like the topics that I'm discussing, whether it's transit, whether it's music, whether it's music news, whether it's entertainment news, whether it's TV, movie news, a little bit of tech, a little bit of food recommendations as far as restaurants to eat and drink, and as far as a little bit of tech and a little bit of gaming, you can it's optional. You can leave a tip. Any amount will be appreciated. Appreciated. Cashapp and PayPal information. Either one. Whatever is comfortable for you. It's optional. All right. Yeah, the reason why I wanted to hop on here is because I wanted to remind you folks out there that's in Queens and stuff that there's going to be a farewell event that's going down on February 21st. I will discuss that in a segment of Remains to Be Seen. Now, without further ado, without further ado, I'm gonna cut to the chase and go on to hold on. Yes, the New York Mass Transit Files. We gotta talk about the Gateway Tunnel project. All right, folks, we need to talk about the Gateway Tunnel project that's been held up due to lack of funding. Yeah, this is very important to the people in New Jersey and New York. All right, I want to actually get to this right here, right now. So, here's what's happening here. The Gateway Development Commission, which is overseeing the construction of a new tube rail tunnel underneath the Hudson River, um, sued by um the pre- by by the president's administration late Monday night in a bid to force the feds to release vital funding they froze in October. The legal Hail Mary aims to avoid a work stoppage on the project, which could happen as early as this Friday. Damn. Damn, son. Damn, that really fucking sucks, man. Okay. All right, let's keep going here. In the February 2nd suit filed in the U.S. Court of Federal Claims, lawyers for the GDC argued that Trump's U.S. Department of Transportation is in breach of a contract that the agency inked with GDC under former President Biden's administration. Under the accord, USDOT committed to funding the Gateway Tunnel to the tune of $15 billion, representing 90% of the $16 billion project through $11 billion in federal grants and $4 billion in loans. Damn. Talk about commitment issues. GDC lawyers wrote that they intend to ask the court to fast track the proceedings as the commission has warned that work on the project will grind to a halt indefinitely if the feds do not release $205 million in reimbursements they have already withheld by Friday. Due to the time pressure for unfreezing the funds, attorneys for the commission said they will ask the court for an expedited partial summary judgment briefing schedule. However, the court has yet to put a hearing on the calendar, according to GDC spokesperson Molly Beckhart. And an indefinite pause on the Gateway project would mean the immediate loss of 1,000 union jobs and could permanently derail the entire undertaking, GDC's lawyers warned in the suit. DOT's breach has jeopardized the project, threatened the livelihoods of the countless workers employed in its construction, endangered passengers who must rely on decaying, century old rail infrastructure, and undermine the United States' reputation as a reliable contracting party, the suit reads. This court's intervention is urgently needed to uh, redress these breaches. What's at stake with Gateway Project, you ask? The Gateway Tunnel Project will replace two more than 116-year-old tubes that carry hundreds of Amtrak and New Jersey Transit trains between New York's Penn Station and New Jersey under the Hudson River each weekday. It is intended to improve service and double capacity by replacing the North River Tunnel, a two-tube tunnel that has deteriorated over a century of use and was severely damaged by Hurricane Sandy in 2012. G- GDC officials and U.S. Senator Chuck Schumer first warned of the project's impending halt during the commission's board meeting late last month to be exact. While the GDC has been able to continue work on the effort since October by utilizing a line of credit, those funds have dried up and will not sustain construction past Friday. Oof. Yeah, you gotta feel for the construction workers, man. Their jobs is at stake and they're gonna get laid off, like I did. They sounded the alarm that a prolonged pause in construction risk further snarling or snarling, however you pronounce it, service and possibly forcing a shutdown, which could deliver a major blow to the regional and national economy. It would also endanger the tens of thousands of jobs the project is expected to create. Schumer, the Democratic U.S. Senate Majority Leader from New York, charged that President 47, Cheeseface President 47 himself is responsible for illegally freezing the federal funding. As this lawsuit makes clear, Cheeseface President 47 has illegally frozen congressionally appropriated and contractually obligated funding for Gateway, Schumer said in a statement. This lawsuit would be unnecessary if Cheeseface President 47 did the right thing for New York and New Jersey and lifted his arbitrary freeze. Gateway is the most important Gateway is the most important infrastructure project in the country, and tens of thousands of union workers depend on it moving forward. Uh, Cheeseface President 47 administration has claimed that it is actually Schumer and the Democrats standing in the way of unfreezing the federal dollars. This motherfucker is a liar, man. Don't believe this idiot who's supposed to be caring for the people, but he does not care for the people. He only cares about himself. Greedy ass, spoiled brat. An update on the Gateway Tunnel. All right, so the states of New York and New Jersey filed a lawsuit against the Trump administration on Tuesday night, seeking to force the feds to immediately release funding they froze for the Gateway project before work on the new rail tunnel grinds to a halt on Friday, which is today. Actually, it was the second such legal action this week. The new lawsuit follows a separate suit brought by the Gateway Development Commission, the entirety in charge of the project, in the U.S. Court of Federal Claims on Monday night. The $16 billion Gateway Tunnel project would replace the 116-year-old train tunnel that serves 200,000 commuters between New York and New Jersey each weekday. The two tubes, which carries Amtrak and New Jersey transit trains, are crumbling after a century plus of use and severe damage from 2012's Superstorm Sandy. This idiot got a fucking bruised ego, man. Anyway, let's keep going here. New York and New Jersey attorneys General Letitia James and Jennifer Davenport respectively filed the state's February 3rd lawsuit in Manhattan federal court, contending that pausing work on Gateway due to a lack of funding will cause immediate harm to both states. The feds paused the funding in October at the beginning of the last government shutdown, which was 43 days, over the project allegedly being out of compliance with its revised diversity, equity, and inclusion rules. The suit echoed project officials' concerns that a work stoppage would result in immediate job losses, ballooning project costs, and prolong the use of deteriorating train tubes in danger of shutting down. Allowing this project to stop would put one of the country's most heavily used train corridors at risk, James said in a statement. Our tunnels are already under strain, and losing this project could be disastrous for commuters, workers, and our regional economy. We are taking the administration to court to prevent a shutdown that would ripple far beyond New York and New Jersey. The attorneys their attorneys general asked the court for an immediate stay to restore the funding so that construction on the project will not have to cease on February 6th, which is today. Its central argument is that the President 47 administration's funding freeze is illegal because it was motivated by political retribution against the president's Democratic rivals rather than a legitimate compliance issue. In contrast, GDC alleged that the federal government violated a contract it signed with the commission under former President Biden's administration. The attorneys general argued that um, Cheeseface President 47's social media posts on his True Social platform in the days following the funding freeze, in which he cast the action as retribution against Democratic U.S. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, showed that the action violated the Administrative Procedure Act. The U.S. Department of Transportation said it withheld the funds to review the project's compliance with its newly changed rules on contracting with minority and women-owned businesses. In quote, it is evident from the president's and White House's statements, as well as the timing and manner of DOT's ultimate suspension of funding, that this action was a politically motivated attempt to punish and coerce those with whom the president disagrees. The suit reads. The White House has claimed it is congressional Democrats led by Schumer who are actually standing in the way of the funding being restored. Let me tell you something, man. My biggest gripe is, why the fuck would you name your social media app True Social when you clearly don't fucking tell the fucking truth? You make up fucking bogus stories based on some fucking political bullshit nonsense, man. Get your shit together and just stop the bullshit and unfreeze the damn funding. Because at the end of the day, if there was fatalities on those trains based on the rotten, deteriorating tunnels and tubes and stuff, guess who's gonna be to blame? The idiot fat bastard in the fucking White House, alongside with JD Vance and Mike Johnson and the rest of the fucking idiots in Congress who are Republicans. And all right, so I want to go to, this is important, man. I wanted to actually talk about this because lately I've been seeing some YouTube videos in regards to how some of the bus stops and bus shelters haven't been shoveled correctly. And it's not just the stores that's responsible for the sidewalks and stuff. It's it's the people from a company called JC Deco. And I'm not kidding, man. These are the people that should be responsible for shoveling the snow by the bus stops and the shelters too. You got people trying to get on and off the bus because of the mountain amount of snow and ice. This is fucking ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. This is fucking ridiculous, man. And for those of you who may not know, the JC Deco, um, it is an innovative and passionate French company with a worldwide presence in more than 80 countries. All right, so they do hold on, let me just fill you in on what they do actually. So let's see. They do key figures and worldwide presence. Um, yeah, I'm not gonna get into the whole history and stuff like that. Um, yeah, responsible outdoor advertising, climate strategy, environmental impacts. They do. Let me see what else they do. Um, they have a ESG strategy, and of course, yeah, sustainable development. Sustainability has been been a part of JC Decode's DNA. In 2022, we have launched our 2030 ESG strategy, completed by the launch in 2023 of our climate strategy, aiming at net zero carbon in 2050. Find out more about our approach and our commitments. Yeah, so you can check this out. You can check out this website um, at www.jcdeco.com. All right. That's That's www.jcdecaux.com. All right. And for those of you who live in Queens, whether it's by 188th Street, whether it's by Union Turnpike and whatnot, and any other streets whatsoever, you can reach out to these people as well. JC Deco. They're the ones responsible for clearing and shoveling the excuse me, the the bus shelters and the bus stops on the sidewalk. All right. I seen videos of it though, man. Mountains, mountains of snow. All right. Speaking of mountains of snow, man. Speaking of mountains of snow, I want to actually get to, yeah. Speaking of mountains of snow, um, yeah. Speaking of mountains of snow, man. Yeah, this is very ridiculous though. Mountains of snow, man. Um, okay. What I want to do is I want to talk this some stuff. All right, we gotta talk about some things that happened during the aftermath of the snowstorm that happened recently. So, all right, so let's talk about it though. Let's talk about it. All right, so New York City's first major snowstorm, according to Gothamist, in nearly a decade, dumped more than a half foot of snow across the five boroughs this past Sunday, um, causing headaches for motorists and thrills for sledders in the park. Rising temperatures in the early evening ushered in a wintry mix of snow and freezing rain. According to the National Weather Service, the snow is expected to stick around. The high temperature on Monday is expected to hover near freezing, then barely rise out of the high teens through Friday. Well, guess what? We're not out of the neck of the woods. We might be getting more freezing cold temperatures this weekend. So if you're planning on going out or whatever, I suggest you layer up. Make sure you have layers of clothes, gloves, scarves, mittens, and winter hats. All right. Motorists throughout the region on Sunday largely heeded calls from public officials to stay off roadways, but bundled up New Yorkers challenged the wind, whip, snow, and sleet to walk dogs, try out new skis and sleds, and otherwise get outside. The NYPD said as many as 6 New Yorkers died after being found outside in the cold. Mayor Zoran Mandani mentioned the deaths in a press briefing and a post on social media, but circumstances of the deaths were unclear. By the way, by the way, it's between actually, let me just say this though. 13, 13 fatalities happened actually. 13 individuals basically passed away due to the frigid cold weather and hypothermia. And I'm gonna tell you something right now, man. Hypothermia is no fucking joke, man. So stay warm as possible by being layered up. And also 17. It's also 17 people passed away as well, man. 17 people passed away as well as that 52-year-old homeless person um who who froze to death actually, which is crazy, man. And I'm actually glad that Mayor Zoran Mondani is actually doing something about this homeless crisis, though, man. Because too many homeless people that's outside in the frigid cold weather, they need to have places to stay. They need places to stay. They need clothes, all that other stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? So there you go, right there. And this is what he said in quote: "We want every single New Yorker to make it through this storm," Mondani told an afternoon press briefing. "As we contend with the snow, cold embracing cold weathers, New Yorkers should New Yorkers should rest assured. This is exactly what our city government has prepared for." The mayor said a hazardous travel advisory will remain in effect through Monday. Um, the MTA said subways, buses, Long Island Railroad, and Metro North Railroad will all be in service, but commuters should check ahead for any service disruptions. This past Sunday, most express trains continued to run local. Multiple bus routes were detoured to avoid hills and known trouble spots, and Metro North ran on a reduced schedule. Mondani and school's chancellor Kamar Samuels said due to the extreme weather conditions, all city public schools would be closed, which happened. Which happened already actually, and students would instead participate in remote classes. In New Jersey, where nearly a foot of snow fell in some communities, dozens of school districts called snow days for Monday. The storm has largely grounded air travel in and out of New York City too. Data from Flight Aware on Sunday showed more than 2,700 canceled flights at JFK Airport, LaGuardia Airport, and Newark Liberty International Airport. Still, NYC ferry service was suspended. Mondani said the Staten Island ferry will still run, but only every hour starting at noon this past Sunday. And all bus service at the Port Authority bus terminal was suspended. In New Jersey, the state temporarily suspended New Jersey Transit Bus, Light Rail, and Access Link services as of 4 a.m. on Sunday. Rail service was expected to operate until 2 p.m. Um, I can give the people of New Jersey the best possible advice, and that advice is don't come out in this if you don't have to, unless it's an emergency. New Jersey Governor Mikey Sherrill said on WNYC's Weekend Edition Sunday morning. Please stay inside today. Similarly, Mondani advised New Yorkers to stay home if they can in order to keep roads clear for sanitation and emergency workers. The Department of Transportation suspended alternate side parking Monday for snow operations. Mondani repeatedly praising sanitation and emergency personnel for the work they've done and will continue to do in the coming days. The mayor said NYCHA also has additional staffing on hand in case buildings need weather-related repairs. Con Edison reported only a smattering of power outages in the region, but another casualty of the weather was smacked during the NFL football playoffs. DoorDash, citing the harsh conditions, instituted its severe weather protocol and canceled its delivery service for the New York area at least until 10 a.m. on Monday. So this is, yeah. Extra ambulances are out in the field, and the city's emergency operations center will be prepared to send out new units if any ambulances get stuck in the snow. The mayor said. He added that ambulances would also receive escorts if necessary. The city's emergency management agency warned on social media that storms increase the risk of fires, flooding, crashes, and carbon monoxide poisoning. Winter weather can become deadly quickly, the agency said on social media. Meanwhile, outreach workers canvassed the 5 boroughs ahead of the storm to offer shelter, Mandani said, which is a good idea, actually. Very clever. Keep up the good work. He emphasized that no one who needs cover from the storm will be turned away from city hospitals or from shelters or drop-in centers run by the Department of Homeless Services. The man urged New Yorkers to call 311 if you see someone who needs help getting inside or staying warm, adding that 311 calls will be rerouted through 911. Temperatures are expected to remain below freezing throughout much of the upcoming week, with highs near 30 degrees Monday before dropping back into the teens and low 20s by Tuesday through Thursday. Pretty much highs all next week will be below freezing, said Matthew once a meteorologist with the National Weather Service. Well, yeah, that part right there. Let's see. Let me see if I miss anything. Let me see if I miss anything. Yeah, as I stated in the briefing about a 52-year-old, Mayor Mandani can look out from his window at City Hall to see the homeless crisis firsthand. A 52-year-old homeless man was bedding down on the frozen sidewalk across the street from the City Hall guardhouse in Lower Manhattan Thursday. Um, just one of thousands braving a killer cold spell on the streets as the lefty mayor takes a hands-off approach to the crisis. The Post called 311 to get the man some help, but no one came. Shit. Yeah, that's insane, man. That's fucking insane. That's fucking insane, man. Let's see. I've actually witnessed people on the ground dead. Vagrant Claude Brown said, a native of Chicago Brown has roamed through Atlanta and Boston before landing in the Big Apple and said it's been a while since he started living on the streets. He appeared to be in dire need of intervention. He rambled when he spoke, and his words were jumbled. Um, if not outright nonsensical, repeatedly referring to Chinatown as China, complaining about newspapers being shredded, and gripping about turning on the water at church, and there was nothing there. Brown said he and other homeless New Yorkers have shunned the shelters and the services provided there and are braving Arctic conditions outdoor because the constant threat of theft or violence in the system. I'm not interested, Brown said. I wouldn't go because I've been through too much with the shelter. I went through an issue where it's killing people in Boston in the shelter. Sanitation issues. It's just too many, too much ongoing struggle to get you to say this. The journey that I've been on since Atlanta, I've been here. I went to prison, he said. Dora um, Piquet, Mandani's press secretary, said outreach workers canvassed the location where Brown had been twice throughout the day. Even though this individual has repeatedly declined services in the past, outreach workers will continue to work to build trust and encourage them to come inside and take that first important step towards stabilizing their lives. Piquet said. The ticket for 311 reflected no response as of 6:30 p.m. when the Post spotted the man still outside Citibank. The current cold snap has claimed 10 lives, at least six of them. Actually, it's more than that. At least six of them who've been through the city's homeless shelter, Mandani said this week. Since January 15th, there have been 1,059 1,059 calls for a homeless person in need of assistance, records show. In 638 cases, the health department couldn't find the person, while more than 200 refused services and only 30 accepted help, according to 311 records through Tuesday night, the latest data available. 2 nights ago, he came and said, I have your room ready. One man on Jamaica Avenue who identified himself as only as Victor said Thursday, you want to go? Come, let's go. I have your room ready. I didn't go, he said. I have my jacket and my two blankets. I don't want to go. They make too much noise there. At an encampment on West 18th Street in Manhattan, two tents remained occupied despite plummeting temperatures. Despite the new mayor's expressed concern, critics contend much of the problem is his vow to be more hands off in dealing with the homeless crisis, a significantly softer approach than the raids of encampments pushed by ex mayor Eric Adams to get vagrants in from the code. Mandani said he would instead take a housing first approach to the homeless issue rather than call for similar sweeps, but he hasn't spelled out how he plans to get them to come in from the cold. I don't care what your ideology is, former city comptroller Scott Stringer said this week. When it's 7 degrees, you get everyone in a safe place. On Thursday, Brown was snoozing on the sidewalk outside 250 Broadway, a stone's throw from City Hall when the Post called 311 and later moved several doorways down the street. But city outreach workers never showed up at either location after 3 hours. Officials at City Hall did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Whew. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. Hold on. Let me see. Where is it? Um, let me see. Let me see. Yes, as I stated, in terms of bus, in terms of the climbing bus stop mountain. Yeah, I seen what Andy posted on YouTube. Shouts to Andy from Andy's Randomness to actually um show the amounts of snow and ice that's like covered the bus stops and the shelters and stuff, especially for people who are disabled and stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, you feel like the media is not really covering this and stuff like that, though, man. But it's like it's very, very, very hard to keep up. It's hard for them to keep up with all this shit that's going down. Anyway, in the aftermath of a winter storm that belted New York City with more than 10 inches of snow, officials said hundreds of bus shelters and bus stops were still snowed in, forcing commuters to scale slushy mounds Monday before going on their way. The piles created by the city's biggest snowfall in 5 years were, in some cases, stacked even higher by plows clearing the streets of accum- ac- accumul- accumulation. Excuse me, and also creating icy obstacle courses for riders. End quote. It was a bad decision for me. Okay, um, Virgilio Gabara, age 78, said at a snowed in bus shelter at Columbus Avenue and West 80th Street in Manhattan. I thought it would be more convenient to take the bus and get dropped right in front of the church where I'm going. Then I got to the stop and saw all this snow, and oh, it's too late now. City officials estimated that by Monday morning, just over half of the 3,400 bus shelters citywide where riders can partially escape the elements before boarding a bus had been cleared. Even the bus stop by Third Avenue in Manhattan has been covered with snow and stuff. So, and I think they cleared it. I think they cleared it already though. Um, yeah, along with the other streets in Manhattan. Anyway, that's with sub freezing or single digit temperatures in the forecast for the rest of the week. This week, excuse me, up in the potential for a stretch of icy and treacherous commutes. There are approximately 10,000 New York City transit bus stops across the city, according to the MTA, which kept more than 2,300 buses running throughout the storm, along with 4,400 subway and Staten Island railway trains. The 3,400 bus shelters have benches where riders can sit while waiting for a ride. It is the Department of Transportation's responsibility to clear bus stops, and we have activated extra resources and DOT staff to be working on that. Julia Curson, deputy mayor for operations, said Monday. This was sort of an extraordinary amount of snow. And like I said, prior to this, it's also the people in the JC Deco's responsibility to clear the snow from the bus stops and bus shelters too. It's not just the Department of Transportation, and it's also not just the sanitation crew. You know what I'm saying? Um, so yeah, so yeah, there you go, right there. Um, there you go, right there. This was sort of an extraordinary amount of snow. At those shelters that had not been cleared after a storm, whose total city accumulation ranged from 8 to 15 inches. Damn! According to the National Weather Service, commuters helped each other scale the slopes or navigate around them into the street. Geraldine McMillian, excuse me, struggled over mounds of snow at the East Fordham Road and Valentine Avenue bus shelter with the help of two fellow commuters at the stop. My balance isn't great, the 72-year-old woman told the city while waiting in the street for an eastbound BX12. This lady helped me, this gentleman helped me, and there was another woman who helped me previously where I could not get through. McMillian was joined on Fordham Road by several other commuters. We'll be all right as long as they don't run us over, she cracked. The clearing of the areas around bus shelters and bus stops requires help from various parties, including city agencies, contractors, and property owners. Sidewalks and bus stops without shelters are the responsibility of neighboring property owners, according to the DOT. While contractor JC Deco, which I just talked about, is charged with removing snow within its 3,400 bus shelters and 3 feet around them. A DOT spokesperson said the contractor's crew had been out since 1 p.m. Sunday, a few hours into the winter storm, clearing shelter stops. Anyone with complaints about unsafe conditions at bus stops or on sidewalks should contact the city's 311 service. The Department of Sanitation had more than 500 um, emergency snow shovelers at work Monday to clear 3 foot paths between the sidewalk and the street so that people can board buses. A spokesperson said the department hires the workers for $19.14 an hour, a rate that goes up to $28.71 after the first 40 hours worked in a week to help clear snow and ice from bus stops, crosswalks, fire hydrants, and other public areas. And as they should. Um, by the way, man, I did see the sanitation workers. The machine that they're using from what according to a fellow YouTuber, shouts to Pine Power LI, who pointed out that um the machine that they're using is called snow melters. Yeah, snow melters is the machine that melts the snow and ice. All right. So hopefully, hopefully they'll be able to get around to that though. Um, so yeah, we'll see what happens though. Excuse me. Yeah, we're on button. Okay. Um all right. Let's get into this though. Um let's get into this though. A top official with the largest union for transit workers told the city that conditions during and after snowstorms add up to create a very challenging environment for bus operators. The piles of snow at the bus stops limit the space people have, said Gary Rosario, a vice president with Transport Workers Union Local 100. If you have a small group at a bus stop, they all have to squeeze into a little spot. Donald Yates, another TWU vice president, said that during snowstorms, buses move at slower speeds, with operators instructed to pull up parallel to bus stops to avoid the potential of a bus sliding. End quote. Sometimes the customers get angry as to why the bus driver didn't pull into the bus stop, said Yates, who represents Manhattan and Bronx bus operators. But we're not supposed to so the bus doesn't get stuck and it's more of a safety thing. Um while waiting on East Fordham Road, Arnaldo Duarte, age 59, acknowledged the challenge of quickly clearing thousands of bus stops after such a significant snowfall. They are doing the best they can, he said, but they really should be doing a better job. A few minutes later, a BX-12 pulled up and Duarte stepped over the snowbank to help a lady wearing a backpack, and then a man walking with the help of a cane. It can feel like climbing a mountain, he said. Yes, it is. Yes, it is like climbing a mountain. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Let's see. All right, so all right, all right, let's get to our next topic here. I want to cut to the chase with hold on a sec. I want to cut to the chase with this. Chatting on the jazz. Let's do this. Okay. All right. So what we got here? So let's get into yeah, I don't have any. Let's get into Arizona. Um I'm surprised that they raised the price. I'm surprised they raised the price though, which is very interesting though. Very surprised they raised it though. You know what I mean? Um yeah, so all right, here's what's going on with yeah, I'm really surprised they raised it. But you know what? You know what? Yeah. Hold on. All right. Before I get to Arizona, I want to get to Campbell's soup. Campbell's and and what is it? Hold on one second. I'll be back. Sorry about that, folks. Had to use the bathroom real quick, but I'm back now. All right, so here's what's going on with Campbell's. All right, so the Campbell's company is partnering with with Pabst Blue Ribbon on beer flavored soups as the CPG giant benefits from more consumers eating at home. The chunky soups will be available exclusively at Walmart starting this month. The soups come in two flavors: beer cheese, beer cheese. The fuck? Oh my goodness, man. Oh my goodness. They come up with the craziest flavored ideas for soup. Yeah, so oh my goodness, man. Anyway, yeah, beer cheese with potatoes and chorizo. Not sure what that is. And beef, bacon and beer chili. Oh damn, with beans. Sh- Shoppers are encouraged to oh shit. Shoppers shoppers are encouraged to consume the soup from the can or use the new beer flavored offering as a topping on a hot dog or nachos. Campbell's launched Chunky Soup 55 years ago with the product geared toward men, according to the company's website. All right. All right. So, Campbell's. Yeah. Yeah. So let's take a look at the dive insight of Campbell, shall we? Consumers' demand for soups has been increasing as inflation weary shoppers prepare meals at home. Campbell said in June that the company's wet soup portfolio posted its sixth consecutive quarter of volume share growth driven by household gains, particularly particularly among younger people. The latest soup launch with Pabst Blue Ribbon enables Campbell's to further capitalize on those tailwinds by providing consumers with a new reason to try Chunky. The new offering also allows the brand to double down on its connection with men through the soup's association with beer. This is the ultimate flavor collaboration. Ryan Pauling, senior brand manager for Chunky, said in a statement, "Our fans love bold, unexpected taste experiences and and pairing Chunky's hearty recipes with the iconic multi flavor of PBR brings something totally unique to the soup aisle. By adding the storied beer offering, Chunky will stand out from competitors such as General Mills's Progresso. Campbell's likely hopes shoppers who decide to try the soup because of the PBR partnership will become new or more regular users of Chunky or brand, its namesake brand to be exact. Um, Progresso hasn't stood still either when it comes to innovation in soup. Earlier this month, the brand debuted Progresso Pitmaster, a line of BBQ, which is short for barbecue, of course, inspired soups that include meat, roasted vegetables, and high protein content. We've been focused for some time now on shaking up the soup aisle to deliver new and different choices to appeal to more people, said Maria Carolina Cummings, business unit director at General Mills. How about that, though? How about that? This is from Food Dive. Um, let's see. Now let's get into Arizona. One of our favorite drinks that we grew up with that was $1. Now, since 1997, an aluminum tall boy of Arizona iced tea has cost just 99 cents. If the price rose with inflation, that figure will be that would stand at $1.99, still much lower than most drink companies are charging customers for a beverage in this day and age. Arizona founder Don Voltaggio maintained the company's decision to keep the price at 99 cents, so much so that the price sits directly on the can, forbidding retailers from marking up the price. However, all could that all could be about to change. Arizona considering a price change. Volta hold on. Voltaggio revealed the current price point that's been instead for nearly 3 decades may no longer be tenable now that a 50% tariff on imported aluminum has taken effect. It's fucking unbelievable, man, with this administration with the stupid tariffs. Voltaggio finds savings for customers amid potential rise in iced tea price. According to the New York Times, Arizona sells about 2 billion cans annually, roughly half of which are tall boys. The company said it had adjusted prices where it's absolutely necessary on its other products, but not the iced tea. Voltaggio said that at some point the consumer is going to have to pay the price for the tariffs on aluminum. I hate even the thought of it. He promised to find savings wherever possible, like poly at the polyethylene ter hold on. Polyethylene um terephthalate. used in plastic packaging, and reviewed a price cut from $1.25 to $1. Jeez. Wherever we see savings like lower crude oil costs for PET, we're passing them to customers with deeper promotions or outright price cuts, including plastic tall boys at $1, he said. Shit. This is from Yahoo Finance. And speaking of drinks, of course, this is we're gonna get into two major drink holidays actually. And the title of this episode is How About Some Iced Tea Drink and Smoothies? Okay, so let's see. So we're gonna start off with let me see if I can find it. All right, National Iced Tea Day. All right, this is interesting. All right, so all right, tea has been around forever, but iced tea didn't burst onto the scene and win over America's hearts and minds until 1904. In that year, visitors to the St. Louis World's Fair were greeted by exceedingly hot weather. Tea plantation owner and merchant Richard Richard Black Hinden, who was present at the fair, took advantage of the situation by selling chilled tea drinks instead of hot tea as a cold refreshment. The rest is history. On June 10th, we will fill our glasses with iced tea, sweetened or unsweetened. That's your call. And celebrate National Iced Tea Day. All right, let's get to the timeline of National Iced Tea Day. Um, 2737 BC, invention of tea. Chinese legend credits the mythical figure of Shen Nong as the inventor of tea. 1800s, cold tea punch. Tea is served cold in the form of green tea punch, heavily spiked with liquor. 1876, introducing Lipton. Thomas Lipton opens his first tea shop in Glasgow. 1904, iced tea creates a sensation. At the 1904 World's Fair in St. Louis, iced tea becomes popular. All right, so National Iced Tea Day activities: drink it like Southerners do. Take an hour out of your day to steep some sweet tea, which has been a staple in Southerners' diet for a century or more. Park yourself out on the front porch, rock back and forth in your rocking chair, and sip your icy concoction while reading Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. Don't have a porch or a rocking chair, a living room and couch will do. Host an afternoon iced tea party. Invite your friends over for tea time. Organize an outdoor seating area. Get out your tall glasses and long stirring spoons. And as an added bonus, prepare a homemade tea dessert. That's right. There's a dessert that's made specifically to go with tea. I wonder what that is. I'll have to look into it later. Brew a unique iced tea. There are many ways to enjoy an iced tea. Find a unique iced tea recipe that suits your taste. For best results, plan ahead. The most delicious iced tea is steeped overnight for 8 hours. Why we love National Iced Tea Day, you ask? It's a tasty way to boost your antioxidants. Did you know that tea has been Did you know that tea has between 800% and 1000% more antioxidants than fruits and vegetables? Scientists unanimously agree that tea is chock full of antioxidants, which help fight disease. And it doesn't matter whether you choose green, black, or oolong, all three come from the same plant and contain equal amounts of good stuff. There are countless ways to spice it up. Iced tea is one of the most versatile beverages out there. Whether you prefer yours with heaps of sugar, in which case you are probably from the South, cucumber slices, ew. Oh no, I don't like cucumbers in my tea. Are you shitting me? Coconut milk, lemon, cinnamon sticks, mango sorbet, or even a splash of rum, you are sure to find an iced tea to suit your taste. It's a healthy substitute for soda. If you are trying to keep a soda habit or just looking for a healthier alternative to carbonated beverages, unsweetened iced tea is a great choice. It's naturally low in calories, helping you lose weight and consume less sugar. But watch out. If you load your iced tea with sugar, you'll defeat the purpose. Now, this year, this year of 2026, Wednesday, June 10th, next year, 2027, Thursday, June 10th, 2028, Saturday, June 10th, 2029, Sunday, June 10th, and 2030, Monday, June 10th. Next, we got National Smoothie Day to go over. Um, National Smoothie Day, here we go, which is the same month as June. Okay. Some things are just meant for each other. Peanut butter and jelly, one of my favorites. Peas and carrots, naps and rainy weather. Yes, a high citrus mix might help beat your winter vitamin D deficiency. But in our opinion, smoothies are made for summer. Just look at the day National Smoothie Day is celebrated, June 21st, the first day of summer. So celebrate National Smoothie Day by blending together food, family, and fun in the sun as you kick off the first day of summer in style. Throw in, throw in, um, Throw in your favorite mix of sweet juices, tangy fruits, fresh vegetables, and delectable surprise ingredients and express your own personal take on the taste of summer. This compact blender can mix up your favorite smoothie or shake right in the 20-ounce BPA free plastic sports bottle. Hmm. Um, all right, let's go over the National Smoothie Day timeline. 1930s, the smoothie name becomes official. The actual term smoothie was in use in recipes and trademarks by the mid 1930s. Also in the 1930s, smoothies arrived in the US. Thanks to the invention of the electric blender, health food stores on the West Coast began selling smoothies. March 31st, 1990, Jamba Juice becomes king. Kirk Puran, Kirk Puran, an avid cyclist and healthy lifestyle advocate at Cal Poly, opens his first Jamba Juice store in San Luis um Obispo, California. Never heard of this area. It's now the largest smoothie store chain in the world. 2000s, smoothies go green. The popularity of green smoothies consisting of raw leafy vegetables such as spinach, kale, celery, or broccoli began growing rapidly in the early 2000s. Um, some National Smoothie Day activities includes experiment with something bold. Experiment with experiment with something bold. Avocado, coconut milk, gummy bears. Sure, we all have our favorite blends, but try stepping outside the box away from the usual. This smoothie day, try swinging for the fences and see what you may have been missing. Host a smoothie cocktail party. Surprise, surprise, smoothies can act as wonderful pairings. Um, along with your favorite adult ingredient. This June, throw a 21 and over National Smoothie Day party and get together for a new type of mixer. Be a smoothie sommelier. Do you have a friend who thinks they know their smoothies through and through? Have a smoothie tasting and see how many ingredients you and your friends can name. Perhaps someone has a particular smoothie palette they never knew about. All right, let's get into some smooth facts about America's largest smoothie chain. Number one, Jamba Juice was a school assignment. Before the creation of the company, Jamba Juice was a senior project completed by Kirk Perrin at California Polytechnic State University. Number two, Jamba Juice is everywhere. There are over 875 locations operating in 26 US states, as well as Canada, the Philippines, Mexico, Taiwan, South Korea, Thailand, and the United Arab um, Emirates. Number three, Jamba Juice is Jamba Juice is of African descent. The name is a play on an African word jamba, which means to celebrate. Number four, Jamba Juice has a secret menu. Jamba Juice's secret menu includes smoothies containing fruity pebbles, gummy bears, and pink starbursts, just to name a few. Number five, Jamba Juice was once involved in movie rentals. Okay, so not really, but in 2006, the company was acquired by the company services acquisition for $265 million and was headed by Stephen Barad, the former CEO of Blockbuster. Hmm. Interesting. Hold on. Why we love National Smoothie Day, you ask? Um, Smoothies are healthy. Smoothies are an easy way to nourish your body with vitamins, fiber, and protein. Often used as a supplement to exercise, and smoothies provide essential nutrients to help your body recover. Smoothies cool you down or warm you up, depending on the weather, time of day, or just your personal preference. Smoothies can be served hot or cold. Throw together your own unique blend of ingredients and find your taste for you that best suits the scene. Smoothies are easy. Smoothie ingredients are really quite simple and require no cooking and very little preparation. Typically made up of fruits, vegetables, grains, yogurt, and ice. All you really need is a blender to enjoy an easy meal. All right, this year, 2026, Sunday, June 21st. Next year, 2027, Monday, June 21st. 2028, Wednesday, June 21st. 2029, Thursday, June 21st. 2030, Friday, June 21st. All right, let's see. Let's see what else I have to cover. Let me see something here. Um, Let me see. Okay, let's get to let me see something here. Um mhm. Hold on a second. Am I missing a topic? Hang on one second here. Yeah. Um all right, so the Brooklyn Botanic Garden has just crowned yeah, it crowned this was from 2025 actually. So just a little recap actually. What the hell? What is this? Just a little recap though. Um yeah, crown this year's luckiest. Mm, All right, so the stretch of Eastern Parkway between Franklin and Bedford Avenues has been declared Brooklyn's greenest residential block, logging yet another gold medal win for Crown Heights, Brooklyn, in the long running local plant density contests roster. Judges of the greenest block in Brooklyn contest said they were impressed that community gardeners were able to make this year's winner so green, considering how busy it is and the density of its real estate. It is the first winning street to mostly comprise apartment buildings. More than 100 blocks entered the 2025 contest, which the Brooklyn Botanic Garden describes as promoting city greening, streetscape gardening, streetscape gardening, street tree stewardship, and community building. The garden hosts the competition in conjunction with the Brooklyn Borough President's Office. In addition to the residential category, there's also a best overall commercial block category, which this year was won by yet another Crown Heights block, Ralph Avenue between Prospect Place and Park Place. Sugared, a Caribbean restaurant on Newkirk Avenue in Flatbush, won the greenest storefront category. Wow. All right. Um, Judges also considered what blocks are adjacent to the spots they are judging. If Prospect Park is across the street, it's going to be much easier to appear green than if the area is relatively industrial. It's always important for us to remember nothing happens in a vacuum, explained Brooklyn Botanic Garden Community Program Manager Jibril Cooper, who oversees the contest as well as their own 25 houseplants. This year's commercial block winner was on Ralph Avenue, which is lined with sidewalk plants. An active auto body shop is located across the street. That juxtaposition from one side of the block to the next is really nice and takes you by surprise, Cooper said. What the gardeners on Ralph Avenue were able to do in the area that they were doing it was really wonderful. First place winners of the residential and commercial categories receive a $300 prize and, of course, Green Glory with smaller cash awards for other honors. The event started in 1985 when residents of Van Vanderveer Place between Flatbush Avenue and East 23rd Street requested someone from the Brooklyn Botanic Garden to come determine which neighbor had the greenest spot. They had their own competition amongst neighbors and they would invite a judge from Double BG to come judge their contest, Cooper said. After a few years of doing this, the idea was brought up um to make this a borough-wide thing. Today, entrants are reviewed by contracted um horticulture professionals as well as staff and trustees from the garden who enter a lottery for the opportunity to judge. Um, when judges visit the blocks vying for the greenest titles, they maintain a journalistic level of integrity. We give the judges bottoms to wear that say, I am the greenest block in Brooklyn judge, so that people know who they are. Cooper said, we don't want our judges being confused for real estate speculators or anything like that. Judges are also accompanied by someone prepared to run interference for locals who might influence their opinion by offering snacks or schmoozing. So the judge can remain wholly focused on the quality of the greenery. It's really incredible, really important community work that we're doing. So we need to be fair in everything, but also we don't want to be cold in what we do, Cooper said. Yep, don't want to do that. The competition also gives awards for Brooklyn's best street tree beds. Ridge Boulevard between 71st Street and Ovington Avenue, best community garden street excuse me, streetscape Lincoln Road Garden, best window box, a location in Canarsie, Brooklyn, and Rookie of the Year, McDougal Street between Thomas S. Boylan Street and Rockaway Avenue. How about that? Okay, there you go. There you go. Let's see. Let's see. Um, Let me see if there's any other. Yes, Nike. Let's talk Nike. Let's talk Nike campaign. This doesn't make any sense though, man. This shit doesn't make any damn sense. I don't know about you, but but here's what's going on here, man. So yeah, I'm pretty sure y'all remember the catchphrase by Nike, just do it right. Well, Nike is reintroducing just do it to a new generation with the launch of its latest campaign, Why Do It? Now, this doesn't make any sense though. Designed to connect with young athletes where they are, the campaign reframes greatness as a choice, not an outcome, handing just do it to today's generation and emboldening them to write the next chapter. The anthem film features a vivid tapestry of athletes capturing the rhythm of modern ambition, movement shaped by passion, competition reimagined as collaboration, and the courage to show up authentically in every moment. By honoring the past and celebrating today's untamed spirit, Why Do It empowers young athletes to become part of a legacy, one written by those who answer the call. Choose to begin and never stop moving forward. When Nike launched Just Do It in 1988, it wasn't only a tagline, it was a call to action, a challenge to start, to try to move forward even when it's hard. Now, after nearly 4 decades of inspiring athletes to reach their dreams through Just Do It, Nike is reintroducing the iconic rallying cry to a new generation with the launch of its latest campaign, Why Do It? Designed to meet young athletes where they are. The campaign reframes greatness as a choice, not an outcome, handing just do it to today's generation and emboldening them to write the next chapter. Just do it isn't just a tagline, it's a spirit that lives in every heartbeat of sport. It's the belief that together we can inspire, unite, and elevate ourselves beyond what we thought possible, says Nicole Graham, EVP and Chief Marketing Officer. With Why Do It, we're igniting that spark for a new generation, daring them to step forward with courage, trust in their own potential, and discover the greatness that unfolds the moment they decide to begin. The Why Do It campaign kicks off with a bold cinematic anthem featuring a global cast of Nike athletes who embody the raw, unfiltered side of sport. Carlos Alcaraz, Saquon Barkley, LeBron James, Ren- hold on, Raissa Reed, hold on, Raissa Leo, um, Qu- Quinn Wen, um, Zheng, and more. The film's striking message speaks directly to today's athletes who are growing up in a world where trying and failing can feel daunting, where taking a leap feels harder than ever, and where the temptation to quit is louder than any reason to keep going. Against this backdrop, the film stands as a challenge to the hesitant generation. Greatness isn't handed out, it's chosen, and sometimes the most important choice is to simply begin. End quote. Greatness is something you earn with every choice, every workout, and every comeback, says Barkley, a Super Bowl champion running back. I've had to fight through setbacks, but that's what makes the journey real and uniquely yours. Why Do It also stands as a bold recommitment to Nike's founding belief: when you show up and try, anything is possible. The campaign reminds athletes across all backgrounds and disciplines that trying still counts and failing is part of the process. It also reinforces Nike's leadership in shaping the future of sport, the brand's dedication to serving and inspiring every athlete, and its commitment to meeting today's generation on the field of play, encouraging youth to discover new ways to compete, grow, and win. You won't make every shot and you won't win every game, said women's basketball phenom Caitlin Clark. But every time you step on the court and compete, you have a chance to be great. Since its debut, Just Do It has become one of the most iconic rallying cries in sport and culture. The global call to movement for everybody and background launched with a simple, powerful ad. 80-year-old runner Walt Stack jogging across the Golden Gate Bridge. It was a bold statement. Sport is for everyone. Over time, Just Do It became a mindset capturing the grit of everyday athletes and greatness of icons like Michael Jordan, Serena Williams, and the late great Kobe Bryant. From living rooms to locker rooms, it inspired people to move, dream, and dare. In 1985, Nike raised the bar with If You Let Me Play, a groundbreaking campaign that showed how access to sport can change girls' lives. It wasn't just advertising, it was a cultural wake up call with a resounding message that remains central to Nike's mission. From early black and white films to Audacious Dream Crazy 2018, every chapter of Just Do It has stood for one thing above all: the courage to start, try again, push back, and move forward. While the spirit of Just Do It hasn't changed, the world around it has. Its its reintroduction isn't about chasing glory or nostalgia. It's about choosing to start, then deciding to keep going, channeling a version of Just Do It that feels true to the pressures and potential of today's generation. Tennis teaches you quickly that you can't control everything, but you can always choose to fight for that next point, said Carlos Alcaraz, Spanish tennis champion. Sport is about that courage to keep going, to stay fearless, and to believe in yourself no matter the pressure or the moment. The Nike athletes featured in the Why Do It film embody a new version of what it means to just do it today. They come from different sports, backgrounds, and stages in their careers. What unites them, however, is the choice to keep going, especially when it's hard. These athletes include Carlos Alcaraz, Spain tennis, Saquon Block, Saquon Barkley, U.S. American football, Caitlin Clark, U.S. basketball, Tara Davis Woodhall, U.S. track and field, Sherez Iyer, Sherez Iyer, India cricket, LeBron James, U.S. basketball, Raissa Leo, Brazil skate, Scotty Scheffler, U.S. golf, Vinny Jr., Brazil global football, Hunter Woodhall, U.S. track and field, and Kinwin Zheng, China tennis. Okay, you can view the campaign film in the gallery below and keep watch for upcoming extensions across multiple platforms, all designed to ignite the just do it spirit in today's athletes. If you have a body, you are an athlete. So there you go, right there. Yeah, you can check it out on About Nike, www.about.nike.com. And you're gonna see about the campaign. So you can check out the videos and stuff. So it's already on there right now. All right. All right. All right. So we have a rumor alert in movie news that we need to talk about here, actually. So let's get into it right here, right now, with the movie Man Cave Popcorn. All right. All right, we got a rumor alert in the air involving an actress who goes by the name of Anya Taylor Joy. All right. So, so a brand new Sonic the Hedgehog rumor suggests that Paramount is looking for a particular type of star to play the role of Amy Rose in the upcoming sequel. What's the latest Sonic the Hedgehog forecast rumor? According to a report from insider Daniel Rickman, Paramount is eyeing an Anya Taylor Joy type of actor for the role of Amy Rose. It's unclear exactly what that means and whether it means someone with Taylor Joy's mannerisms, accent, or star power. Taylor Joy is no stranger to high profile video game movies herself. The Queen's Gambit and Dune Part 3 star voices Princess Peach in the Super Mario Brothers movie and its upcoming sequel, the Super Mario Galaxy movie. While it's unlikely that Taylor Joy will be making the jump to Sega and voicing Amy Rose, it's clear Paramount is hoping to get an equally big name for its new movie. Um Amy Rose briefly appeared at the end of 2024 Sonic the Hedgehog 3 in a post-credit scene. Sonic seemingly time travels or teleports away to a different area outside of New York while in a race with Tails. He's ambushed by a group of Metal Sonics, but saved by Rose, wielding her iconic hammer. In the game franchise, Rose first appeared in Sonic CD. Currently, little is known about the upcoming Sonic the Hedgehog 4. Rumors suggest the film could be titled Sonic CD, a nod to the 1993 game that introduced time travel into the series, which Sonic the Hedgehog 3 also teases in a post-credits scene at the end of the 2024 movie. Sonic the Hedgehog 4 is scheduled to arrive in 2027, which is next year. What is it, March 19th? Yeah, March 19th. Though, so more information should be coming soon. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 wound up being a huge hit for Paramount. It grossed approximately $492.2 million globally off an estimated $122 million budget, making it the highest grossing film in the franchise. It is also the third highest grossing video game movie of all time, behind 2023's the Super Mario Brothers movie and 2025's a Minecraft movie, while it came in 10th place for the highest grossing movies of 2024. Now, I did see somewhere as I was reading some article, and I think they're supposed to start filming this summer. They're supposed to start filming over the summertime. Not sure which month to be exact. I would have to circle back and give you an update on that. All right. I'm pretty sure some of you may or may not remember the old cartoon He-Man, right? There is a live action He-Man movie called Masters of the Universe. So let's talk about that though. According to People. All right, so the new Masters of the Universe movie stars Nicholas Galitzine, as He-Man. A trailer for the sci-fi fantasy film was released on January 22nd. Masters of the Universe will be released exclusively in theaters in June 2026. Get ready for a Skeletor summer because He-Man is returning to the big screen. The iconic superpowered toy turned cartoon was first introduced in 1982, followed by the animated series He-Man and the Masters of the Universe in 1983. In the decades since, He-Man has appeared in various TV series, comic books, and a 1987 film starring Dolph Lundgren, Frank Langella, and Courtney Cox. Now the iconic superhuman character is being brought to life again, this time in a new live action movie, Masters of the Universe. And on January 22nd, MGM Studios released the first trailer for the movie starring Galitzine. It has been a dream for so long to play someone of his heart, humor, and heroism. I cannot wait to get started. The red, white, and royal blue actor wrote on Instagram when his casting was announced in May 2024. So, by the power of Grayskull, He-Man is back. Here's everything to know about the 2026 Masters of the Universe movie, including when it will hit theaters. What is Masters of the Universe about? So, The action in the upcoming Masters of the Universe would span both Earth and Eternia. According to the film's trailer, as a boy, Prince Adam was sent away from his home planet of Eternia to hide on Earth, living a normal life as Adam Glenn. He is stuck in a boring office job while daydreaming of fantasy and faraway lands. After finding the mythical sword of power, Adam makes his way back to Eternia, where he discovers his home shattered under the fiendish rule of Skeletor, according to the synopsis for the movie. In quote, to save his family and his world, Adam must join forces with his closest allies, Tila and Duncan, um, man at arms, the description continues, and embrace his true destiny as He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe. Who is in the Masters of the Universe cast, you ask? Masters of the Universe stars Galitz Zine as He-Man and Jared Leto as his evil nemesis Skeletor. The rest of the cast includes Camila Mendez as Tila, Idris Alba as Duncan, Man at Arms, Alison Brie as Evil Lynn, and Morena Baccarin, who you may know from Sheriff's Country, as the sorceress of Castle Grayskull. Um, Johannes, how you pronounce this? Hakur, um, Johannesson or Johannesson, how you pronounce this, plays Malcolm Fisto, and Kristen Wiig voices the character Roboto. In 2025, in December 2025, Galitzine told people how bulking up for his He-Man role was the hardest thing he's ever done, noting it was a daily challenge. But there is something incredibly empowering about committing to something so heavily, he explained. I've never had a challenge like that before, which really every single day you have to wake up and you can see the peak of the mountain vaguely, but especially when you are bulking, I think it would be insincere for me to say that it was easy, added the Mary and George actor. And who is directing Masters of the Universe, you ask? Travis Knight is the director of Masters of the Universe. He previously helmed 2026 Kubo and the Two Strings and the 2018 Transformers movie Bumblebee. When does Masters of the Universe come out, you ask? Masters of the Universe, the He-Man movie, will be released on June 5th. Mark your calendars. Is there a trailer for Masters of the Universe? Yes, a teaser trailer for the new Masters of the Universe movie was released on January 22nd. The action-packed previous features Adam learning of his destiny as He-Man and ends with a quick glimpse of him in a battle against Skeletor. Yeah. Where can I watch Masters of the Universe? The Masters of the Universe will be released exclusively in theaters. The original 1987 live action Masters of the Universe movie is available to stream on various platforms, including Prime Video and Tubi. The next movie topic is Mitchell's versus the Machines sequel in the works. This is according to Variety. The Mitchells and the Machines are readying for a rematch. Sony Pictures Animation is making a sequel to its 2021 Oscar-nominated feature, The Mitchells versus the Machines, with Guillermo Martinez, head of story for the first Mitchells film, and J.P. Sands, co-director of The Bad Guys 2, signing on to direct, marking Martinez's Martinez's directorial debut. Wendy Molly 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 Neux and Lizzie Molly Neux Lo, Lo, Logellin, the Great North, known professionally as the Molly Neux sisters, are writing the screenplay. Production is expected to begin in early 2026. As with the original, Netflix will distribute the Mitchell sequel as part of a licensing agreement with Sony. The studios are planning a more collaborative creative partnership for the second film. The first film was initially slated to be released by Sony Pictures in 2020 after the title was changed to Connected, but following delays due to the COVID slamdemic, Netflix picked up the film for reportedly more than $100 million. Um, yeah. Um, come on. Yeah. So the Mitchells versus the Machines follows the titular family as they drive their eldest daughter, Katie, played by Abby Jacobson, across the country to film school in California. While en route, a rogue AI called Pal, played by Olivia Colman, commanders an army of robots to launch a worldwide rebellion against humanity. It's up to the Mitchells, including Katie's technophobic father, Rick, played by Danny McBride, overly sweet mother, Linda, played by Maya Rudolph, who you may know from Saturday Night Live, and hyperactive younger brother, Aaron, played by Mike Rianda, to save the day. The film won wide praise for its hand painted animation style, won 8 Annie Awards, including for animated feature, and hold on a second, for best animated feature at the Oscars. Ooh, okay. Let's make some noise. Let's make some noise for this movie right here. All right. Hmm. Okay. Let me see. Um, if there's anything else. This is for gaming. This is for gaming. So hold on one second here. All right, we're gonna get into a. All right, we're gonna get into another segment. I promised y'all that I was going to actually talk about this. This is going to be a particular event that's happening this month. So this month of February 21st, which is a Saturday, and and you're probably wondering what that is. I'll break this down in a segment that I like to call "Remains to be seen.
Remains to be seen, kid. Get it? Remains to be seen.
42 years ago, there was a place that opened in 1984 called the Jamaica Coliseum Mall. And in case you folks at home didn't know about this, that's living in the New York area of Queens, the Jamaica Coliseum Mall has closed its doors on January 31st. All right. So here's what's going on here. Actually, this was posted recently by CBS News. So a Queens shopping mall that defined a generation, the Jamaica Coliseum Mall, is closing its doors for good on January 31st, which happened already. Now, locals are remembering the after school hangout that shaped the style and culture of the borough. Everybody would meet here in the Coliseum long before it was a struggling mall. The Coliseum was a landmark of hip hop culture, immortalized in lyrics and music videos since the 1980s. You could meet anyone here. You could meet any celebrity, any star, Terry Renee Green said. One day, Biz Markie, the late great Biz Markie, who was huge to the hip hop culture, he walked in his pajamas. It was also a favorite meeting place for local teens in search of sneakers, jewelry, and mixtapes. I got my gold tooth. I got my gold tooth here. I got my two-finger ring, she said. A lot of high schools are around the neighborhood, so they all got out of school at the same. Hang on. At the same home. At the same. And everybody would meet here in the Coliseum, Taiwan, Mr. Fingers Green said. All right. So for Dave Huey, it was both a, a, a refuge and a training ground. It also taught you how to be tough for your future life because you had to really come here and pay attention, he said. The Coliseum is royalty. Longtime general manager Thomas Logan says the Coliseum started as an indoor flea market in 1984, which is past 4 decades, and became a hub for small business, but foot traffic dwindles in recent years. He says the decline accelerated by the 2025 removal of the bus terminal across the street. Since we reopened from the COVID, every month has been in the red, he said. He says the mall property is now on the market. I'm sick about this. I'm saddened about it, he said. The Coliseum is royalty. After 32 years, the time has come for vendor Julian Embrack to pack up his mall embroidery, stall crystal wing, excuse me. The Coliseum Mall has given me a home, put my children through college, he said. It will be surely missed. Queens Chamber of Commerce President and CEO Tom Gretsch would like to see some space kept for vendors in whatever comes next. We're also hoping for some additional housing and maybe some housing for veterans, he said. It's a prime piece of real estate. Farewell block party is planned. With his community's help, Taiwan Green is organizing a farewell block party where guests can pose like they did as teens in front of distinctive artwork. You can come from all over to get a shot right there in front of those famous backdrops, he said. And Brack is Grateful for the neighborhood's loyalty as he considers what's next for his business. My customers here, they are pouring in with support, he said. The Coliseum Mall, it will live on in our community. Now, I did hear that there is a farewell event that's happening that's going to take place on Saturday, February 21st. Let me see if I can find this website here. No, I don't. Hold on, hold on. I gotta type something real quick. Hold on 1 second. Yes. Sorry about that. Hold on. Mm. Oh, never mind. I had it the whole time actually. Okay. Yes. For more information about the farewell Jamaica Coliseum Mall event, you can go to www.eventbrite.com for more information on tickets and the amount of money that you got to pay. All right. That's www.eventbrite.com. All right. So there you go right there. There you go right there. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now let's go on to some other fun activities that's going down. Some other fun activities that's going down. I want to actually get into the Ringley Brothers and Barnum Bailey Circus. All right. Now, for there's a I'm gonna go over the list. I'm gonna go over some list of locations. So yeah, what's today's date? Yeah, you can yeah, for Greenville, South Carolina, it's gonna take place at Bon Secours Wellness Arena, which started on February 5th and it ends on the 8th. It ends on the 8th. All right. So you got time to buy your tickets there. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, um, Xfinity Mobile Arena, from February 13th to the 16th. Um, okay. Manchester, New Hampshire at the SNHU Arena, February 26th through March 1st. Oh, so the circus is going to take place at the Barclays Center in the neck of the borough of Brooklyn, New York. Barclays Center, February 19th through the 22nd. Belmont Park, March 6th through the 8th at the UBS Arena located on the Belmont Park. Yeah, located in Belmont Park, New York. All right. Yeah, March 12th through the 15th, MVP Arena in Albany, New York. That's upstate. Newark, New Jersey, Prudential Center, March 19th through the 22nd. Boston, Agganis Arena, March 26th through April 5th. Worcester, what is it? No, Worcester, Massachusetts. Boston, Massachusetts. Worcester, Massachusetts. April 9th through the 12th. For the people in Connecticut, this one's for you. Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus is going to take place in different locations. This one includes Total Mortgage Arena in Bridgeport, Connecticut, from April 16th to the 19th. Also in Connecticut, People's Bank Arena, April 23rd to the 26th in Hartford, Connecticut. Schottenstein Center, April 30th through May 3rd, Columbus, Ohio. Charleston Coliseum, May 7th through the 10th through Charleston, what is it? West Virginia. Louisville, Kentucky, May 15th through the 17th at KFC Yum Center in Louisville, Kentucky. All right, Allentown, Pennsylvania. The PPL Center, May 21st through the 24th. May 21st to the 24th. Allentown, Pennsylvania. And of course, another location is Amica Mutual Pavilion. Takes place in Providence, Rhode Island, May 29th through the 31st. Norfolk, Virginia. At the Scope Arena, June 4th through the 7th in Norfolk, Virginia. Fresno, California, Save Mart Center, July 2nd through the 5th in Fresno, California. Save Mart Center. Anaheim, California, the Honda Center, July 9th through the 19th. Phoenix, Arizona, Mortgage Matchup Center in Phoenix, Arizona, July 23rd through the 26th. Houston, Texas, NRG Stadium, August 6th through the 9th. That takes place in Houston, Texas, NRG Stadium. Alamo Dome, August 13th through the 16th in San Antonio, Texas. Fort Worth, Texas, Dickies Arena, August 20th through the 23rd in Fort Worth, Texas, Dickies Arena. Another location is American Airlines Center, August 27th through the 30th in Dallas, Texas. Edinburgh, Texas, Burt Ogden Arena, September 3rd through the 6th in in Edinburgh, Texas. Pechanga Arena, San Diego, September 10th through the 13th in San Diego, California. Sacramento, California, Golden One Center, September 17th through the 20th, Sacramento, California. Um, in Trust Bank Arena from September 24th through the 27th in Wichita. Hold on, Wichita, um, Kansas. Casey Center from October 1st to the 4th in Des Moines, Iowa. PPG Paints Arena, October 16th through the 18th in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Grand Casino Arena, October 22nd through the 25th in St. Paul, Minnesota. Grand Rapids, Missouri. Van Andel Arena, October 29th through November 1st in Grand Rapids, Missouri. Allstate Arena, November 6th through the 8th in Rosemont, Illinois. Detroit, Missouri. Little Caesars Arena, November 12th through the 13th in Detroit, Michigan. Gamebridge Field House, November 20th through the 22nd in Indianapolis, Indiana. T-Mobile Center, November 27th through the 29th, Kansas City, Missouri. Cincinnati, Ohio, Heritage Bank Center, December 3rd through the 6th in Cincinnati, Ohio at the Heritage Bank Center. So there you go right there, man. These are the dates. You can go to www.ringling.com for tickets. Hurry up and get them before they are sold out. And B2 Bow Wow and B2K also having their tour. So let me see. So their tour starts March 6th. Friday, March 6th in Louisville, Kentucky at the KFC Yum Center. March 7th, Charlotte, North Carolina at the Spectrum Center. This is basically the Millennium Tour presents the Boys for Life tour. All right. March 8th, Sunday, March 8th, Washington, D.C., Capital One Arena. Next is Thursday, March 12th at the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas. And Friday the 13th, Smoothie King Center in New Orleans, Louisiana. Saturday, March 14th, Dickies Arena, Fort Worth, Texas. Hang on. Also, let me just run through some dates. Real quick so I can get to the Super Bowl places. All right. Yeah, so Friday, March 20th, Oakland Arena in Oakland, California. Saturday, March 21st, Michelob Ultra Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. Sunday, March 22nd, Kia Forum, Inglewood, California. Friday, March 27th, the Leah Chorus Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Yeah, so the times is so I forgot to mention the times and stuff. So from March 6th through let's say through March 6th through March 21st, the tour starts at 8 p.m. Sunday, March 22nd, Kia Forum in Inglewood, California. It starts at 7 p.m. Friday, March 27th. I just mentioned that already. On the Laya Chorus Center, it starts at 8 p.m. in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Saturday, March 28th, at the Barclays Center, the Millennium Tour presents the Boys for Life tour starts at 8 p.m. on Saturday, March 28th. For the people in Brooklyn, that's for you. Make sure you go ahead and get your tickets at Ticketmaster.com. Sunday, March 29th, CFG Bank Arena starts at 7 p.m. in Baltimore, Maryland. April 2nd, Fiserv Forum starts at 8 p.m. in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Yeah. Friday, April 3rd, Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, Michigan starts at 8 p.m. Followed by Saturday, April 4th, Peterson Event Center in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania starts at 8. Sunday, April 5th at the Prudential Center, Newark, New Jersey at 7 p.m. April 9th, Thursday, April 9th, State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. Starts at 8 p.m. Friday, April 10th, Colonial Life Arena takes place in Columbia, South Carolina at 8 p.m. Followed by April 11th, Amarant Bank Arena in Sunrise, Florida. And the performance starts at 8 p.m. So make sure you go to, let me make sure I put this there though. Make sure you go to www.ticketmaster.com for more information and the ticket prices. Hurry up before it gets sold out. All right. In honor, hold on. Let me mention one more thing before I mention the Super Bowl places to eat and stuff. So let me just add this to this. All right. Monster Jam is happening on Saturday between February 14th through the 26th. It's going to take place in the UBS Arena, and the location is 2400 Hempstead Turnpike in Belmont Park, New York. All right, so make sure you get your tickets in time. So there's going to be a pit party that starts at 9:30 a.m. Doors open at 11 a.m. Trackside 11:15 a.m. and start time will be at 12 p.m. And the pit party not applicable. So doors open at 5 p.m. Trackside 5:15. Start time 6 p.m. Sunday, February 15th. Pit party 9:30 a.m. 11 a.m. Trackside 11:15 a.m. Start time 12 p.m. And of course, the doors will be open 5 p.m. Trackside 5:15. Start time 6 p.m. And Monday, February 16th, the doors will be open at 11 a.m. Trackside 11:15 a.m. Start time is 12 p.m. All right, so let's get into this right here. All right, come on. Come on. Come on. wrong with my tablet here. Okay, get ready for the event that will change everything you thought you knew about freestyle. Monster Jam Freestyle Mania, presented by Spin Master Monster Jam Trucks, teams up with freestyle motocross bikes to deliver gravity-defying skills and thrills. We've created. Hold on. Come on. Yes, we've created one of a kind FMX bikes for this epic team competition, each with the bold, iconic look of your favorite Monster Jam trucks, like the legendary Gravedigger, El Toro Loco, Sparkle Smash, and more. Cheer for your favorite team as they pull off stunts that you've never seen before. The energy, the action, next level thrills will keep you on the edge of your seat. It's an adrenaline rush you can only experience live. And of course, there's featured competitors. Ticket information: all fans aged 2 and older are required to have a ticket. Fan health and safety remains a top priority for Monster Jam and our venue partners. Please monitor the venue information links for venue policies, including health and safety protocols, are subject to change. And of course, so what to know before you buy: all in pricing. The price you see includes all fees, no surprises at checkout. Flexible payment options depending on the venue. You may be able to use Klarna or PayPal to spread out your payments over time. And yeah, if you have any questions as far as group sales or anything like that, you can call 516-614-1879, or you can actually email at groupsales@ubsarena.com. All right, let's go to so we got some Super Bowl stuff to talk about here, man. But before I even get to the Super Bowl places, I forgot to mention about some movie trailers that's going to be happening in Super Bowl 60. So, all right, so Super Bowl to spend or not to spend. For some motion picture marketing heads, it's a no-brainer in the bang for buck for a near 128 million plus viewers. This year's Super Bowl 60 single ad rate hitting a record $10 million, up from last year's estimated 7.5 million to $8 million for a 30-second spot. As such, the usual suspects of Disney, Paramount, and Universal are back. And historically, they can draw a straight line between their exposure of a movie during the big game and its box office score. However, there's a new player in the mix, and we hear that Lionsgate with a spot for their April 24th Michael Jackson biopic, Michael. Now, Lionsgate has been to the Super Bowl before. If memory serves us correctly, 2012 with the Hunger Games and 2016 with Gods of Egypt. There's a lot running on the line for the pre-summer global launch of Michael to work, and by heading to the Super Bowl, Lionsgate is in it to win it. Before the Seattle Seahawks and New England Patriots face off Sunday coming up, which is February 8th in Santa Clara, California, and on NBC, Telemundo, Peacock. Paramount is buzzed to drop a spot for their Dimension Spyglass Media Scream 7, which opens on February 27th. The studio has always fared well with being first in the early Sunday zone. Last year, they had Mission Impossible Final Reckoning, which fueled a record Memorial Day weekend, $330 million, along with Disney's live action Lilo and Stitch, the Tom Cruise movie, opening to $79 million over 4 days and finaling at $197.4 million domestic. Disney never sits out, and it's just a matter of how much they'll have. It would come as a surprise. It would come as no surprise to see spots for Pixar's Hoppers March 6th and Lucasfilm's the Mandalorian and Grogu Memorial Day weekend, May 22nd. Note the last Star Wars movie to get a big game spot was 2018 Solo, A Star Wars Story. Pixar's Toy Story 5 could also make a show June 19th. Word is Marvel Studios, which has Avengers Doomsday December 18th and Spider-Man Brand New Day, I believe, is still filming and wrapping up. With Sony July 31st, is setting out in what's arguably a Super Bowl anomaly. In years past, they've had movies like Deadpool and Wolverine, Thunderbolts, and more. Dwayne Johnson, who typically is no stranger to the spotlight during the Super Bowl, is not expected to do any stunts for his live action um, to take of Moana July 10th, but who knows? Johnson um, likes to surprise. Illumination will be quite loud with not one but two tent poles next Sunday. Nintendo's Super Mario Galaxy movie Easter weekend, April 1st, and Minions 3 July 1st via Universal. Also for the look for Steven Spielberg's new Alien movie Disclosure Day to invade the broadcast. That pick touching down on June 12th, sitting out as they typically do are Netflix's feature side, Apple original films, Sony and Warner Brothers in recent years. The studios have been dropping these spots in the week leading up to Super Bowl, similar to other brands. The month has been named Legendary February by NBC Universal, which will also be broadcasting the Winter Olympics from Milan, Cortina, Italy, and the NBA All-Star game from the Intuit Dome, home of the LA Clippers. You can also watch it on Peacock, and if you missed it, you can see live action on NBC's YouTube channel page. All right. Now I want to get to some recommendations where people can watch the Super Bowl 60 and the Bad Bunny performance. First and foremost, I want to recommend a food spot in Jamaica, Queens, Atomic Wings, which is supposed to be hosting a Super Bowl 60 party, which takes place on Hillside Avenue. So go check that out as well. That's for Queens. Um, let me see. Let me see. I want to actually get to some stuff. Okay, where to watch Super Bowl 60 and Bad Bunny's historic halftime show in Queens. Super Bowl 60 is almost here, and whether you are in it for the battle between the Seattle Seahawks, and the New England Patriots, or you are one of the millions tuning in specifically for Bad Bunny's historic Latin infused halftime show, Western Queens is the place to be on Sunday, February 8th. From waterfront views in Long Island City to vibrant sports bars in Astoria and Sunnyside, the neighborhood is pulling out all the stops for the biggest Sunday of the year. Expect delicious food, drink specials, and Benito vibes as these local favorites transform into the ultimate watch party destinations. Here are here are the top spots to secure your seat before Super Bowl 60 kicks off. Now you got Bad Habits. It's no surprise that the restaurant that went viral for recreating Bad Bunny's Casa La Casita is hosting the ultimate Super Bowl watch party with live game audio on 13 large TV screens throughout the venue and plenty of delicious bites like um, um, Toadstones sliders, empanadas, and sushi fusion dishes like the Nuevo Yo, perfect for the Bad Bunny themed football event. Call now to book your table while they last, and it's located at 32-03 Broadway in Astoria. You can call at 347-738-5989 for reservations. Bad Habits, you can go to their website, badhabitsastoria.com, and you can also follow them on Instagram. Blend on the Water is hosting a Super Bowl watch party that begins at 6:30 p.m. featuring $9 frozen drinks all night and a gorgeous waterfront view at this Latin fusion restaurant. Indulge in dishes like churrasco, skirt steak, and crispy arepas while sipping on frozen pina coladas and margaritas. You can contact the restaurant to reserve your table, and it's located at 45-40 Center Boulevard, Long Island City, Queens, New York. You can call them at 718-606-9851 for reservations. You can also check out their website, Blend Don't Hold On. You can go to www.blendonthewater.com, and you can also follow them on Instagram as well. Parlay Astoria is a Sikh and modern sports bar hosting a watch party that begins at 1 p.m. featuring live music and entertainment. The event is free to attend and will be offering drinks and bottle specials all night. Guests can enjoy bites like the ultimate sampler, including wings, mozzarella sticks, guac, and chips, and other tasty appetizers, as well as molfan guito cups, carne asada, steak, tacos, and more. And the place is located at 3608 30th Avenue in Astoria, Queens. You can call at 917-420-1854 for reservations. You can go to their website, parlayastoria.com, and you can also follow them on Instagram as well. The Dive Bar LIC is getting ready to host the ultimate event, beginning with the Super Bowl and Bad Bunny's halftime show, followed by a live DJ set from DJ Camillo and DJ Manny Mills. DJ Camillo, who you may know from Hot 97, is going to be there to party well into the early morning until 4 a.m. The expansive space has plenty of large screens, hookah, cocktail specials, and delicious food like sliders, fried oysters, coconut calamari, and frozen drinks like pina coladas. And they are located at 33-10 36th Avenue in Long Island City, Queens. You can give them a call for reservations at 718-304-8154. You can go to their website, divebarlic.com. You can also follow them on Instagram as well. Sanger Hall is screening the Super Bowl on their 100-inch projector, featuring specials like buckets of beer, wings, nachos, and more. The party begins at 6 p.m. and the venue plans to get fully decked out in Benito vibes, including plenty of Medalla flowing throughout the evening. Indulge in fried shrimp and Toaststones, hearty burgers, and a high energy playlist leading up to the halftime show for an unforgettable evening. And it is located at 48-20 Skillman Avenue, Sunnyside, Queens, New York. You can give them a call for reservations, 718-457-8130. You can also take a look at their website, www.sangerhall.com. You can also follow them on Instagram as well. The Rabbit Hall is the bar and lounge that is hosting the big game in their expansive 2-floor, 3-room venue with plenty of giant LED screens and delicious food and drink all night. Indulge in fresh popcorn, Thai chili wings, loaded nachos, and other indulgent snacks while sipping on a variety of beers on tap and cocktails. Okay, hold on. Yeah, 304 no, excuse me, 3804 Broadway, Astoria. You can call 718-255-1270-1271. And you can go to their website, therabbithole.nyc. Follow them on the gram as well. Murphy's Bar is also doing it as well. And Murphy's Bar is also doing it as well. They are located at 4501 23rd Avenue in Astoria, Queens. Murphy's Bar is hosting a watch party kicking off at 6:30, featuring an array of TVs throughout the venue and plenty of seating from cozy tables to booths. The bar offers plenty of menu options from popcorn chicken and wings to tacos and heartier choices like the cheesesteak with fries. With plenty of beers on draft and an array of cocktails, the space is a perfect place to get comfortable and enjoy the game. Yeah, so 4501 23rd Avenue, Astoria, 347-242-3786. To make reservations, you can also check out their website, Murphy's Bar, Astoria.com. You can also follow them on the gram as well. Oliver's also in Astoria as well. 3719 Broadway, Astoria, 718-806-1476. For reservations, oliverastoria.com. You can also follow them on the gram as well. And let me see. Let me get to the Brooklyn one actually. So BK Mac. So this is where it's going to be. So this is going to let me see. BK Mac. Okay. So the bars and bowling alleys, restaurants, pubs, food halls, and spaces defying categorization to post up in this weekend, no matter who you are rooting for. So this is from BK Mac. The other website I was using is from qns.com. You can check out the places to watch Super Bowl 60 and the Bad Bunny performance. So there you go, right there. Yes. So there you go, right there, man. And I want to actually mention the places. So let's go to the places. Tulum, 1056 Broadway. You can also check that out as well. And it's $85. So this includes 12 wings, 12 tacos, nachos, fries, and 4 beers. All right. Yeah, the Bunny Bowl. It's what you call the Bunny Bowl. Okay, so there you go. And the Brooklyn Bowl's located at 61 Fifth Avenue, and the place opens at 5 p.m. when 14 different HD screens will show the game, and the staff serves food and drinks all night. Wing packages are available, and Coney Island Mermaid Pilsner pitchers will cost a relatively affordable $30 each. Keep in mind though, if you want to bowl while watching, you are going to have to reserve a lane in advance. So be sure to make reservations and timeout. And yes, make sure you make your reservations before Sunday. Timeout Market, 55 Water Street. Nobody does the Super Bowl quite like the Dumbo Food Hall, starting at 3 p.m. DJ Enough's former Hot 97 DJ who got fired, and Mike Medium will be spending in the lead up to the game, getting the mood right just in time for the 6:30 p.m. kickoff, and expect a ton of food and drink deals. And yeah, so there you go, right there. And it's free. Farm One, located at 625 Bergen Street. And yeah, so this is one of those cocktail bars that's actually, yeah, Farm One actually. So yeah, space, event space, and indoor hydroponic farm, all in one. And it's gonna host a free Super Bowl party starting at 6 p.m., complete with a pizza pop up in the back of the space. So there you go, right there. The Brazen Head, located at 228 Atlantic Avenue. The Brazen Head will be running an all day $7 beer and shot special for this year's Super Bowl. Grab a Miller High Life and a whiskey, or a Modelo with tequila for a misguided margarita and a Jello shot. All paths lead to a damn good time. Okay, yeah, Fulton Hall, 250 Ashland Place. Make sure you book a spot by emailing Ian at vortexhospitality.com. And of course, the specials is going to include wings, jalapeno poppers, pigs in a blanket. It's with the hot dog. Excited reads the menu and the pictures of beer. And of course, Gun Hill Public House, 5234th Street. Industry City visitors and residents will have a reliable source of game day fixings at Gun Hill. The 34th Street Brewery is running specials on food, beer, and pitchers, and we'll have plenty of screens and speakers on for you to cut it up to DTMF in its rightful setting. Threes Brewing, 333 Douglas Street. Of course, yeah, and when it comes to the menus and stuff like that, as far as anything like food and stuff, it's gonna $60 gets you an open bar configuration that might have you reconsidering bringing the little ones. Yeah, you could bring your little ones in there too. North Strand Avenue Pub, 658 North Strand Avenue. Of course, that's in Crown Heights. So that's the next place. So yeah, so they're gonna have some of course every bar is gonna have like ice cold beers and all the and yeah. So it's a pub, so it's basically a bar actually. So some bars have food, but not all of them do. So be careful. Be careful where you might want to research this first though. All right, syndicated bar located at 40 Bogart Street, and the tickets is $15. Make sure you secure that. Grab a seat inside the yeah, it's in the theater. Oh wow, yeah, at the bar for free. Or grab a seat inside the theater for $15. Oh boy, yeah. So there you go, right there. You make sure you get there early. How Yards, 406 Third Avenue. Yes, so this is basically another place where you can watch the Super Bowl 60. And of course, this is I'm not gonna really I'm not gonna y'all could check out the menus for yourself actually. Pine Box Rock Shop, located at 12 Grattan Street. All right, so this is another place where you can have your food and stuff. So they have pizza and drink specials. This is like let me see. So no, all right. So and finally, here's one more partisan pick for native or naturalized Northwesterners in search of an outpost for the night. Bushwick's Pine Box Rock Shop is pulling out the pizza and drink specials to cheer on their birds. The fun starts at 6 p.m., but the bar opens at 2. So pull up nice and early a, if you want to get a comfy spot. All right. All right. Let me see if I have time for one more actually. So Let me see if I have time for one more, man. I'm sorry if I'm not going to be able to get to. And let me just sum up right here. Yeah. All right. So I'm at the I'm at to wrap this up actually, but yeah, 3. Yeah. I'm at to wrap this up right there. So let me see. I'm gonna wrap this up soon, actually. So I'm gonna do one topic actually involving the Fortnite thing. So this is going to be video game entertainment newsroom. All right. So I'm just gonna do one topic today. Actually, I'm not gonna get to the other one. I'll probably cover that in the next episode or the following episode. So I'm just trying to rush this. So you know what I mean. So there it is, video game entertainment newsroom. All right, let's go. All right. Now on to some. I'm only doing one topic of the gaming news actually, and this involves Sonic and Shadow being part of a Fortnite collaboration. This is from Vice.com. A second Sonic X Fortnite collaboration has been leaked by Determiners. According to insiders, the upcoming crossover is reportedly a full collab that will feature skins from the popular Sega franchise. And back in 20 back in September 2025, some players were disappointed in the first Sonic Fortnite collaboration as it only contained kicks, which is shoes, and vehicle decals. However, Sega fans who were not fully satisfied by the crossover might be in luck. A new leak claims there is more Sonic the Hedgehog content coming to the Epic Games Battle Royale in the future, according to infamous Determiner Adira FN info. A full Sonic and Fortnite collaboration is in the works, while the insider stops short of confirming the crossover will have skins. They strongly hint that it's possible. It's possible Sonic and Fortnite, a full collab with Sonic is in development and will come to Fortnite. The collab will likely be skins, not pets. The most important thing in this leak is that the Sonic Fortnite crossover is reportedly not going to be sidekicks. For example, the recent SpongeBob SquarePants Fortnite collaboration that released in December didn't have skins from the animated show. Instead, SpongeBob was only available as a pet, so we might have a chance to actually play as Sonic the Hedgehog in the Battle Royale. Personally, I will kill to be able to hit the gritty with Shadow the Hedgehog, but hey, that's just me. At the time of writing, there isn't much information we know about the rumored Sonic and Fortnite crossover. Unfortunately, the leak was pretty brief and just stated that a full collab was in the works. When asked if we had potential date for the skins, Adira FN Info said they didn't have an update. They didn't have updates about it. There is no info on dates yet. Sorry, this is only info. Not this is only info. However, some fans have speculated that we might get an announcement in February 2026. Why? Well, there's some rumors of Sega hosting a potential live stream to celebrate Sonic's 35th anniversary this year. This is pure speculation, though, as the Japanese publisher has not confirmed that they will be hosting any event. Although, given that it's the anniversary for the franchise, it wouldn't be too surprising. Finally, we don't have any hints as to which Sonic Fortnite skins will be coming to the Battle Royale. Assuming this leak is real, I think it would be safe to say that we would at least the very least get Sonic and Tails. But again, I really hope we get a Shadow the Hedgehog cosmetic of some sort. I would also love it if we could get an emote using the running sound effect and music from the original Sonic games. Although I would honestly be happy with anything, even if we just get a single skin or weapon wrap. Okay. Okay. Let me make sure. All right. We're going to wrap up right here, man. We're going to wrap up right here. All right. All right, we're going to wrap it right here with this last segment right here, which is stream choices on the go. Let's go. All right, folks, you know what to do. Make sure you follow Off the Meat Rat Chainz New York Avenue podcast on Facebook alongside with Blue Sky Social, Threads, and Instagram. The same goes for my other podcast shows that I do, which is my sports edition show, Excellent, Fun, Vibrant Talks podcast, alongside with the entertainment review show, Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast. All right. And you can also follow your host with the most G Money stacks, 555 in Queens, New York. All right. And if you go to the link in bio, you're going to see a whole list of audio stream platform podcast feed links. And if you click on the link in the bio, you're gonna see Odyssey, Audible, Audioburst, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts. Make sure you leave a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts along with the review and 5 stars. It really helps me as the host of this podcast and other podcasts that I do to give me the confidence and a way for me to create topics for you folks at home that are interested. And of course, we are on Castbox FM, Deezer, Listen Notes, Moon FM podcast, Overhaul FM podcast, Pandora Player FM, Pocket Cast, Podo Polo, Podorama, Podcast Index, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Podverse, Podcast Guru, Podcatcher, Podcast Republic, Snipped, Spotify. Add the podcast to your Spotify playlist. Click on the notification bell so you know when the new episodes will be dropping. I will gladly mention that you can listen to the episodes on Spotify for creators, TuneIn Radio, Fountain, Good Pods, iHeartRadio, the number one app where you can listen to your favorite music artists such as rappers, R&B singers, pop stars in different music genres, as far as rock and roll artists, your favorite AM and FM radio stations. And you can also listen to the podcast episodes for free. You don't need a credit card or debit card to download iHeartRadio. All you need to do is grab your phones of your iPhones, Android phones. You can also use your iPads, your Android tablets, and alongside with your laptops, which includes Apple laptops, and alongside with Dell laptop models. Also, please make sure you click on that subscribe button and, of course, enable alerts so you know when I'll be on the air via live stream along with the new recordings. Leave a like and a comment alongside with the episode topics. Tell me how you feel about the topics in each episode. And you can also share the Linktree link with your husbands, your wives, your boyfriends, girlfriends, people you're cool with from work. And along with, you can download the episodes as well. You can also share the videos. You can also share the videos. You can also share it with your friends who are into various things. And of course, make sure you subscribe to my other YouTube channels, my sports YouTube channel page, Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast, alongside with my entertainment review show, Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast. Of course, make sure you enable alerts so you don't miss out on any episodes being uploaded to the YouTube channel pages, including this one. And also, I would like to say, um, of course, make sure you enable alerts. Make sure you keep a lookout for new episodes that's going to be dropping on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I'm sorry for the delay. I had to take some mental health days, and 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 of course, that's it, man. That's gonna do it for me, man. I'm your man, G Money Stacks, aka the Gregonator. And I'd like to say thank you to every single one of you who took the time to listen to the episodes, including this one. I'm sorry for making it too long, but I had a lot of topics to talk about, and I wanted to inform every single one of y'all about Super Bowl 60 weekend, where you could actually get something to eat, where you could actually get some drinks and stuff like that to enjoy the Super Bowl 60 football game against um the Seattle Seahawks. No, the New England Patriots versus the Seattle Seahawks. And of course, the Bad Bunny performance, which is going to be happening on Sunday, February 8th at 6:30 p.m. on NBC. All right. You don't want to miss it. You never know when Bad Bunny might be bringing out some surprises. So if you want to find out what the individual music artist is going to be, you have to tune in. All right. Remember, the grind doesn't stop. Hard work pays off. If you want something, you have to work for. You have to work. You have to work and earn it. Um, it's not going to be given to you on a fucking silver platter. Of course, follow your goals and dreams. Make sure you don't let anybody stop you or tell you there's no money in certain things or whatever, but you just starting. It's Rome in New York wasn't built overnight, so it takes time. And find your niche. If you plan on starting a podcast, make sure you be yourself behind the microphone as you're recording your topics and everything else, mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. That gets you into your zone alongside with tunnel vision. All right. So there you go, man. If you like to hear this episode again, as far as the places, the restaurants that I've recommended, especially in Manhattan, Queens, tri-state areas, Connecticut, New Jersey, wherever else, you can listen to it again as I sign off right here. I want y'all to, if y'all are planning a Super Bowl 60 party, I want y'all to make sure you get get the foods that you need. Of course, your chicken wings, your pigs in the blanket, whether it's pizza, whether it's burgers, fries, cheese fries, desserts, chips, drinks, beers, whatever stuff you need for your Super Bowl party. It's never too late. You got tomorrow to do this. All right. Before Sunday. All right. I hope y'all did your shopping today for Super Bowl weekend. And yeah, that's gonna do it, man. I'll see y'all next time. Stay tuned for more new topics in the next episode. And happy enjoy yourselves. And of course, peace and one love. Happy Super Bowl 60 weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Good night, everybody.